Namaste, everybody. We're going to be doing a little guided meditation here. So if you're just joining me, I would like to open up with this guided meditation. I'm Tamal, for those of you who are new to anything that I've been doing with Heal and also just the teachings of yoga and meditation. Before we begin this little practice, I want to open this with this invocation paying homage to my teachers. Jayatam Srimate Katayani Devi Dasi Kripa Abdaye Patita Nambando Radha Krishna Parakamala Devi Jaya Jaya Namo Namo. So, meditation is defined as fixating our mind and senses on something. It doesn't mean it's always spiritual. For instance, we are usually meditating on something all day long, whether it is food, money, work, our relationships, social media. If we're putting our mind and senses on it, it's a form of meditation. Even in our own English language, we don't always use meditation in the guidelines of spirituality. For instance, if somebody commits a crime, sometimes when they go to court, they say the crime was premeditated, which means the criminal was putting their mind and senses on that activity before they actually did it. So the difference between everyday mundane meditation and spiritual meditation is in spiritual meditation, we're putting our mind and senses on God. The word yoga, I'm a yoga teacher, was born and raised in a yoga ashram. A lot of people think that yoga means to yoke or unite with breath, or breath and body, breath, body, and mind, but the actual word-for-word literal translation of yoga is to yoke or unite with God, to connect. And so today we're going to be doing some different meditation techniques that draw us into this connection. The first thing I would like us to do is practice a pre-meditation activity that is called dharana, or concentration. So I'm going to invite you guys all to sit up tall, and you're going to close your eyes. And we're going to take a big inhale through your nose, and then open your mouth and let it go. Again, big inhale through your nose, out of your mouth. Let's do one more. Big inhale. And then let it go. I want you to focus your attention on the inhales and the exhales. Let your mind glue itself to the in-breath, the out-breath, the paraka, rajaka. And see if you can quiet the mind down a little bit by drawing it towards the breath. You'll find that this form of concentration is used in so many different spiritual traditions of the world. Some people will half close their eyes and stare at the tip of the nose. Some people will stare at a mandala. Some people will just meditate on the in-breath and the out-breath. So we're just going to take a few moments here to follow the inhales and the exhales. Make your breath audible. And then we're going to collectively take a big inhale through the nose. Then out of your mouth. Again, inhale deeply through the nose. Out of your mouth. One more big inhale. And then let it go. So in the yoga system, they talk about there being pre-meditation activities, which is like dharana, things that calm your mind down and bring yourself into a place of equilibrium. And then there is dhyana, which is spiritual or transcendental meditation, where you put your mind and senses on God. So that little breathing exercise and the following of the breath is that dharana, that concentration. In the yoga system, they also talk about how we are not these temporary material bodies, that we're a pure spirit or soul that gives these body life. For instance, in this material world, we're always trying to find happiness, right? There's 8 billion people here, and we're all looking for the same thing, which is to be satisfied, to be happy. We may be looking for it in 8 billion different ways. Some may be looking for happiness in a certain amount of money. Some people may be looking for happiness in a specific relationship. Some may be looking for happiness in living in a specific location. There may be 8 billion ways that we're trying to find this happiness, but the end result is that we're looking for it. In the yoga system, they say that because we're spiritual beings having a material experience, that no matter how much we're searching for happiness in material things, it'll never actually give us that joy. It'll never fully complete us because it's foreign, it's unnatural. When I was a little kid growing up in a yoga ashram, we used to do spiritual plays for the guests that would come and stay with us, and one of them was called Fish Out of Water. In this play, I played a fish flopping around on a beach, and someone would come up to me and say, "Fish, what's the matter? You look cold." And they would take their jacket off and put it on me. And so then I was just a fish on a beach flopping around with a jacket on. And then someone else would come up to me and say, "Fish, what's the matter? You need money." And so then they would take me to get a job on Wall Street. So then I'm a fish with a jacket and pocket full of cash. And I'm still flopping around. Someone else comes up to me and says, "Fish, what's the matter? You need love." So then I'm a fish with a jacket, pocket full of cash, and I have a girlfriend. And through the whole play, people keep giving me more and more stuff. And it's not until the end of the play that someone says, "Fish, you don't need any of this stuff. You need water." And they throw me in the ocean, and then I'm happy, I'm satisfied again. And in the yoga system, they say that's what it's like. We're spiritual beings having this material experience, and we're just kind of flopping around through this material world looking for happiness, and nothing is actually satisfying us. And it's not until we take ourselves, a spiritual being, and we submerge ourselves in meditation and spiritual activities that we can actually find that joy, that happiness. So we're going to do a little meditation called japa meditation so that we can go swimming together. If you don't have a pair of mala beads, you can always just meditate on the little notches on your finger, and you just take your thumb and touch to the tip of your pinky finger, then go to the next notch down, and then the next notch down. And we're going to go finger by finger or bead by bead. Mala beads are used as a meditation tool. They aren't just something that we wear as a fashion accessory. Japa means repetition, and we're going to do a form of mantra meditation. Man means mind, and tra means that which frees you from. So mantra means that which frees you from your mind. And we're going to chant the mantra or the name of God, Nityananda. And Nityananda means the embodiment of eternal bliss. You see, we're all looking for bliss. We're all looking for happiness, right? So if we connect with the embodiment of eternal bliss, then we're actually going to find that joy, that satisfaction. So if you have beads, you're going to start right next to the head bead, and we're just going to say the mantra Nityananda, and then move one more bead away and say Nityananda, then Nityananda, then Nityananda, until we go all the way around, and you're on the other side of the head bead. If you're just using your fingers, you're going to go Nityananda, 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 like that. And we're going to do one round of japa meditation together. And we'll close our eyes. Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. And we'll collectively take a big inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and let it go. Again, big inhale through your nose. And then let it go. 3's a charm. Big inhale. And then let it go. Take a moment of pause here. Find your rhythmic breath. So that was one round of japa meditation, and I encourage people to give it a try and to maybe do one round of japa meditation every day and see how it affects your life and notice the changes and shifts that you experience. I just put out an Instagram reel about this today, actually, but a few months ago I was going to Texas to teach a bunch of meditation and yoga workshops, and I was sitting on my flight in the middle seat, and I was doing japa meditation because there's no hard and fast rules of where, when, and how you're chanting your japa. You can actually chant your japa sitting down, you can chant it walking around. So I was doing it on a flight, and I'm sitting in the middle seat, and I'm chanting on my beads, and I'm saying different names of God on my beads. And 15 minutes into my flight, we hit 30,000 feet. And I see a flash go all through the windows of the plane, and it looks like a strobe light with a loud bang, and the plane goes sideways. We were hit by lightning, and everyone starts screaming, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna die!" And there's all that terror and fear going on. And I was sitting there meditating on the beads, and I couldn't help but feel so grateful, because I was blown away that I was gonna die. I was gonna die meditating. And what could be more magical way to go out of this world than meditating on God's names? But then I started feeling really bad for everybody, because there was so much fear and anxiety going on in the plane. And so mantra meditation is such an important way for us to become fearless. In fact, a great saint, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, was asked, what did he experience when he chanted? And he said, fearlessness. Years ago, I was sitting on the porch of a very great meditation teacher with some of my younger siblings. I was a teenager at the time, and my sister was probably 10 years old. And we're in Hawaii, and we're sitting on this porch, and the meditation teacher gave a philosophy talk, and at the end of it, he said, "Are there any questions?" And my little sister raised her hand, and he said, What's your question?" And she said, "I'm really scared of dying. I'm really scared of death." And he said, "I see." And because my sister was only 10 years old, he gave this really beautiful analogy that related specifically to a child, but we all can glean such insight from this analogy. So he said, "Have you ever watched Animal Planet?" And she said, "Yeah, I watch Animal Planet." He said, "I was watching an episode of Animal Planet where they followed a crocodile, and this crocodile was submerged in the water. Have you ever seen episodes of Animal Planet like that?" And she said, "Yeah." He said they followed this one mother crocodile, and she jumped out of the water towards these zebras, and the zebras were all scared and ran away. They were terrified. But then they followed that same mother crocodile, and she went to her nest, and she opened up those same scary jaws, and all these baby crocodiles happily hopped in those scary jaws without any fear, and the mother kept its mouth open and swam across the river and transported its babies to the other side. And then he asked my sister, he says, "Do you like to do mantra meditation? Do you like to chant?" And she said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, if you like to chant, if you like to do mantra meditation, then when you leave your body, when you have to pass away from this world, it won't be anything scary. It'll just be like a mother greeting its child, transporting it from one place to the next. But if you have no spiritual life at all, death is very scary. It's like the zebras. It looks like the jaws of death. But if we have this connection, if we practice this meditation of connecting with God, we have nothing to be afraid of. We can find that spiritual courage that we're always looking for. So we're going to close our eyes. We're going to sit up tall, and we're going to close our little meditation with a little guided dharana or concentration. I'm going to have you take a big inhale. Open your mouth and let it go. Now, if closing your eyes makes you tired or sleepy, you can just half close your eyes. We're going to take a moment of calm here. Noticing if there's any thoughts, feelings, or emotions that are coming up, and just let them pass through. Let your mind go back to the ebb and flow of the breath. You see, in the yoga system, they say trying to control our mind is more difficult than trying to control the wind. That our mind is like a toddler. If you have a baby in the room, it's running around. It's very hard to control what's going on. But if you engage that child, such as asking a child to color with you or to build blocks with you, then the child will focus, right? So if we want our mind to cooperate with us, we have to bring it into focus. This is why mantra meditation is so freeing, is we can fixate our mind and our senses on the sound vibration. So we're going to close with a very common mantra meditation, which is oming together. And you're probably alone at your home right now, or you may be with friends. You don't have to be shy, you can just let it come on out. Om is used in every Sanskrit invocation, every authorized Sanskrit invocation, such as Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Agyanatimarandasya. It's there to pay homage and respects to God, because Om translates to the manifestation of God in the form of sound vibration. So we're going to take a big inhale together, and you're just going to vibrate it with your exhale. Two more. Big inhale. Last one, big inhale. Take an inhale through your nose, out of your mouth. You can blink your eyes open. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here today for this short little meditation session. I hope you guys got something out of it. Maybe some of you already do a lot of these things, so if so, it's nice to practice with you. If you guys want to stay in touch with me, you can always follow me on Instagram at Tamal Dodge, and we can touch base there. Other than that, see you guys all waving. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.